Welcome to Epstein Becker Green's Employment Law This Week podcast. I'm George Whipple. New final rules under the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act. The U.S. Departments of Health and Human Services, Labor, and the Treasury have issued final rules implementing new requirements and amending existing regulations under the Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act. The new rules further the Act's goal to ensure equal benefits for mental and physical treatment. Among other provisions, the new rules require data collection, evaluation, and action from plans and issuers to ensure mental health parity and require documentation of comparative analyses for non-quantitative treatment limits. This rule significantly expands on a wide range of requirements and will likely require revisions to existing comparative analyses. Employers should make necessary changes before the bulk of the rule goes into effect January 1, 2025. NLRB GC targets restrictive covenants. National Labor Relations Board General Counsel Abruzzo released a memo earlier this month focusing on further limits to restrictive covenants. According to the memo, the NLRB will seek to expand make-whole remedies for workers who allegedly missed job opportunities due to non-compete agreements they were required to sign. Abruzzo also condemned so-called stay-or-pay agreements, where employees are required to pay an employer if they quit or are terminated. The GC argues that these agreements are illegal, and she will encourage the board to rule in this way. It remains to be seen how courts will respond. New workplace violence prevention law for retail employees in New York. New York State recently enacted the Retail Workers Safety Act. The law requires retail employers to adopt a workplace violence prevention policy, implement workplace violence training for employees, and for employers with over 500 retail employees to provide panic buttons to each worker. Panic buttons will not be required until January 1, 2027. The rest of the law goes into effect March 3, 2025. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
This podcast is presented by Epstein Becker Green, PC. All rights are reserved. This audio recording includes information about legal issues and legal developments. Such materials are for informational purposes only and may not reflect the most current legal developments. These informational materials are not intended and should not be taken as legal advice on any particular set of facts or circumstances, and these materials are not a substitute for the advice of competent counsel. The content reflects the personal views and opinions of the participants. No attorney-client relationship has been created by this audio recording. This audio recording may be considered attorney advertising in some jurisdictions under the applicable law and ethical rules. The determination of the need for legal services and the choice of a lawyer are extremely important decisions and should not be based solely upon advertisements or self-proclaimed expertise. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.